Okay, here we are where we ended off. I apologize for that. And we're turning our work. We're skipping the first, moving to the second, and single crocheting all the way across. Okay, now I'm on my last one. I'm turning my work around. I'm going to skip the first, move to the second stitch, and single crochet all the way across. Okay, my last one, I'm going to turn my work around, skip the first stitch, move to the second, and single crochet all the way across. Okay, I'm on my last one. I'm turning my work around, skipping the first, move to the second, and single crochet all the way across. Now we're going to keep on doing this same routine until we get to like just 2 stitches on the very top. So we're going to turn our work around, and we're on our last 2 stitches. There's 3 on the top, but we're going to skip one. We're going to move to the second one, single crochet 1, single crochet 2. That's our last stitch right there. We're going to fasten off. And I'm going to pull this right through and pull tight. Now we're going to get the 2 together, and you're going to see one's bigger than the other. That is the way it's supposed to be. You don't want them the same size. That way when you put the ears on, you can see the lining of the black on the outside. And it brings it in, making it look like the ear is in the inside. And that's like the fur. So that's the way I do mine. And this is what we're going to do now. We are going to now tie these 2 together so they can stay together. You don't have to worry about the loose ends, because what we're going to do with those is this thing's going to be turned out inside out. And the other side is the part that's going to be shown like this. So now that you tied it, we're going to get our black yarn here, and you just need a little bit, not too much. Thread your needle, starting from one of the ends. You can either work on that side or this side. I'm working on this side, and we're going to sew this all the way around. And what you want to get is the end of it. You don't want to get like inside here. You want to just get the ends just like that, inside and out. You don't want to come all the way over here. You just want to get the very, very ends, and you're just going to go in each, pretty much like each chain, your row. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows. You'll go up to 10 rows, do the 2 on the top, and come back down the 10 rows. And that's about it. I did 2 so far. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to do the very top of the 2 stitches here, and the other one, and then I'm going to come across to the side here, and that's my first row, and I'm going to bring it all the way down, 9 more rows. So here we go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Okay, this time I'm gonna tie a knot here. And the way I do that is I just bring it in, pull it through, pull tight, and that's pretty much it. Just like if you were gonna slip off. So now it's pretty much complete. Open from the bottom right here, bring it through and turn it inside out. And tuck in all those little stragglers. Work your finger in there, shaping it out, making sure it comes out just right. And there is my ear. See how they're just like so cute. Okay, now this one I added stuffing to it. So all my loose ends that I have in here, all my loose ends, or you can use regular polyester fill. I just use this. I like to recycle my yarn. And I'm just going to throw it in there. And you don't want too much. You don't want a big fat ear. So just move it around. Make sure you fill it in just right. Get the tips. Move around. Flatten it out just a little bit. Make sure everything is where it needs to be at. And I like the way that one is. And I fill it. This one's kind of fatter than the other one. And you'll do the same thing. You'll do this, make 2 ears. And you can always take your stuffing out to make sure they're exact. Because I like to have them exactly the same. And I'm going to pull some more of this yarn out. And I'm just moving my fingers around and trying to make it as even as possible with the other one. And that one feels just right. Now they're exactly the same ears. So you do that twice. Make your other ear, and we're going to move along with the project. And let's sew these ears on. Okay, so I'm going to bring the beanie back to the table here, and here it is. Okay, enough playing. Let's get this job done. Okay, I have my loose end here from where I sewed it. I have a little bit of string left over, and if you don't, just thread your needle again with some yarn and pull it through. And this one's kind of like alright, so I have my ear, and to place my ear, you see the beginning where we did our first circle here, and then we did our 12 single crochets all the way around, and then we did our 24, and then we did 24 again. Okay, so we're going to go down the colors, and you want to make sure this is nice and flat. Make sure all the ear flaps are lined up, everything. See how I have my ear flaps all lined up, and I'm pressing down and bringing it up so I know exactly that this is nice and flat from the top, because I don't want no ears, one backwards, one forwards. I want it right on the top. I'm going to go back 2 colors, 1, 2, and I'm going to start crocheting sewing my ear onto these colors right here. So I'm going to place it here, and as you can see, it's going to go up to 4 colors, but I want to leave this part open. So I'm going to start sewing this on, and to do that I just pinch it down, and I'm just going to sew it right from the end there. And I'm just sewing this thing on, going into each stitch right here. Making sure I get that corner too. I'm going to turn this around and get the other side as well. We're going to sew these ears on. Now he can hear. He's got ears. Bring it around. Bring it back over here. And I'm going to do a little knot here to tie it off, just like a slip knot. Pull tight. Make sure it's locked in space. And I'm just going to thread this thing in to the ear. Can't see it no more. See? All gone. And that ear is on. So let's do our other ear. Thread my needle. Skip 2 colors, so we're going to be working on the black, or if you did white. And just sew on your other ear. Just the same way. And I'm just going in different colors here from the row. Going across. That's it. So very simple to sew these things on. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I gotta get that stitch, I have to get that stitch. No. Just make sure it's all the way at the end. Turn it around. Get the other side. I like to get the corners too, so I'm gonna get this corner right here. And I'm gonna work all the way across again. Okay, I'm going to get my other corner too. And then I'm going to bring it in the last one. And I'm going to pull this through like a slip knot and pull tight. Make sure it's knotting up. And I'm going to bring it right through the air. Pull it through. And cut the rest of it off. Now I have my other ear on. So, as you can see, we got our ears on, we got our eyes on, we got our snout on. Next thing is the hardest part of the whole thing, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So here we are, we're going to do the mohawk that goes all the way down. And the way I did my mohawk is I put the color of each line the same color and had it zigzag all the way down. Now if you don't want to do that and you want to have just straight black, go ahead. But I'm going to do the other color where it's going to be black, red, black, white, black, white, black, white. So I'm going to move this to the side for right now. I have my little crochet little thing here. I got this in the mail. 6 inches of ruler here. And I use this to take my yarn, because you need their string about 6 inches. So there's the 6 inches right there. And what I do is I just go around this. So if you can find a piece of cardboard, cut it, make sure it's at 6 inches, and just go around it over and 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 over. Over. And I'm just going to keep on doing this, because you're going to be needing a lot of yarn for this part. And I'm going to pull it off. And there it is right there. And I do have a little bit left over here, but I'm going to just cut that off. Okay. So here is the 6 inches from both sides. You want to cut one side over, and you can cut this while it's on the box, but I have a hard time cutting with it on there. So I'm going to cut it in half. And there it is. My 6 inches going across, and 2 strings are just longer than the other, and those are the ones that are dangling. I'm going to take my little thing here and cut the other half of these 6 inches right here in the middle. Okay. So 6 inches, 6 inches, and then you're going to have these little strands, just like so. And these strands are going to make the mohawk. So you want to do this in black and white, unless you're just going to do it all in black. So I'm going to go ahead and do this again in the white now, and go around and around. Okay, cut off right there. Cut the end here. And cut the top too. Okay. Here's my white. One strand here, I'm going to cut that in half. And there we go. Okay, so here's black and white. I'm going to move these balls of yarn out of the way. Bring the beanie back. Okay. What I like to do is start from the black row here. Ah! Drop my iPod. Nope, not my iPod, my tripod. Okay, so here we are. We're going to move. We're going to start with this black right here. And what I like to do is take one strand, or you can take 2, and go into the stitches. See how I went into like the space right there where our single crochet is at? And I'm going to put this through and make sure everything is halfway, and pull it, both of those strings together just like that. Just like if you're fastening off, and you just pull it right through. That's our first one. Now I'm going to do that again all the way across. I'm going into these right here, each one of the colors, into the stitches, and the whole row with the black, and going across. I'm going to the next one, pull my yarn through, open up that loop, send the other 2 little strands in the ends, and pull tight. Going into the next one right next to that one, doing the same thing, and all the way across. And yes, you're going to do this to the whole entire strip going down the back of the beanie, making the mohawk. This is where I said it's time consuming. There's no easier way. I've looked in on it. Went to the next one right here. I got my, there we go. It was hooked to something. Just work it through. Got 3 more to go for this row. Hold tight. And I got one more, and you want to get right by the ear too. Hold tight. So now we got our first row on. Bring that down, bring in the white. And start on our next row, the white part. Now the white part, you are going to go all around that circle. All around the circle, even with the black. You can even start from this black part and start putting your black in and then working around. And that's what we're going to be doing. So let's start with our, I'm going to do the white right now. And just going all the way around the white. Should be like 24. And those I'm going right into those single crochets. We'll turn this beanie around and work from the other side. Okay, I'm almost across here. One more to go. I can get one of the strings buried underneath the beanie. Okay, it's my last one on this row. Hold tight. Now you want to get that center right here in the black and do all the way around. And now we're going all the way in there. Okay. All the way around the black. I got 3 more to go, or 4 more, I think it is. Okay, last one. Okay, so the black part in the center is done. So push all your strings all the way up. I'm going to move these white ones so I can find them better. Okay, so that is done. Get your ruler again, or anything you have in hand, and from the ears it's 3 inches apart. You want to do that all the way down, 3 inches, 3 inches, because if you keep on going around, you're going to pretty much not get your mohawk. So if it's 3 inches from the ear down, just get like a book or something and line it straight down. See how I'm doing that? Going straight down the beanie like that. I'm going to place that on there. I'm going to use my marker and hold that down there, just like so. So now that won't be moved. And we're going to put each color all the way straight down. So our next color is black. And I'm going to work on this side right now. We're going to go into the black. Okay, we're going to go into the black here. Put our stitch in. Pull tight. Now we're going to go into the white. And we're just going to go down the rows. This way you know from which side you have to crochet do from. So now I'm going into the white, going straight down the line. I can get in there. Kind of tricky right now. Now I'm going to do the black and make sure that that little book or piece of paper you have down is always straight. If it goes crooked, your mohawk's going to be crooked. Always adjust it, make sure it's straight while you're putting these on there. And it should come out nice and straight with you. I'm going into the white again. And then to the black. Then with the white again. And you will notice that your stitches are going to be like a zigzag going down too. They're not going to be straight on down because the stitches don't fall that way. If so, they're going to go sideways. So make sure you get that right. You're going to go all the way down. Here's the black again. There we go. White. And then black. And then white. And then black. And then white. Black. White. Black. White. Black. White. Black. White. Black. And the last one, white. Now, got that row done. I like to put it to the side like that. And I'm going to see across 3, 3, 3. So right here is 3 where the other ear is at. And you want to get the very end of the ear, so make sure you get all the way in there. And you want to line that up too. I'm going to get the marker that I left over here in the ear. And I'm going to hold this side down now. Hold that down there. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing again, going all the way down. Now we have our divider of our mohawk. So all we're going to do now after we're done with this part is we're just going to crochet all the way to each strand. So we know exactly where we stop at and where we begin at. so you won't have it going outwards, or your mohawk is like out of place or just going in different areas or anything like that. This way it just stays right there. So I'm going to go into right there by the ear and bring this one through. We're going to go with the white now and pull it through. Now the black. I'm making sure my little thing is straight at all times. There we go. Now the black. White. Make sure that's even. Black. Right here. Straighten it out again. White. Black. 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 Last one, white. So now we have the shape of our mohawk. See that? It goes all the way up and all the way down. So now what we're going to do is just go across this part right here of the colors with the black. Go across this white, across this black, until we go all the way down. So I'm going to do the black with you, and then you guys can go all the way to the end of here, and we are finishing up this project. So I'm going into each of the single crochet spaces, and I'm going to bring these in all the way across until I get to the other part right here. And your mohawk should appear. Okay, my last one here on this row, and then you start with the white again. And you just push your string up ahead so it doesn't get in your way. And you can start from this side if you don't want to start from that side, as long as you're going all the way to the other end of your string that you put in. So and then you cut some more white, so just continue going all the way straight down to the end, and you're just going across the rows until you get to one string to the other string. You stop at that string and your mohawk should appear.